Hey guys, this is Tom Box and welcome to MST.TV's Metatrend. Today's Metatrend video is going to cover three things that are happening right now in the game. Number one is the extra deck building, the impact of Ibli and Kashtira. Those two things go hand in hand. Number two, Ninja is your next best friend when it comes to budget deck and things that can compete with the current meta. And number three, I would say, is Kashtira Search All. This is something that I've been doing research on. I'm sharing my research with you guys, especially for those of you who do not want to play, say, the adventure package, but you want a card that can search anything in the Kashtira deck. I got this one for you. I'll even chart it out for you because it's Small World. Surprisingly very good, and weirdly enough, the stats line up kind of perfectly, so I'm gonna share that with you guys as well at the end. So make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button, hit subscribe to get that notification bell. I spent a long time on that Small World chart, so the first two parts maybe not as long, so let's get to it. And don't forget to check out MSTmerch.com to help support the channel because it really helps out, and I really appreciate you guys enjoying some of the products that we're putting out. So anyways, let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is the impact of Ibli and Kashtira towards your extra deck. You might have noticed a lot of people playing, two copies of Lingaribo, and specifically two copies. If you play one, it's going to be pretty useless because Kashtira players, they're playing Ibli as a well-rounded defense against most of the biggest board breakers. Evenly match, you can't evenly while you control a monster. You can't special summon anything big or anything at all unless it's a link summon while Ibli is on your side of the field. So you basically can't Lava Golem, you can't Nibiru, you can't drop a Kaiju. It's very limiting. Now, it doesn't go to say that you can't do anything. You either have to Tribute Summon it off or Link Summon it off. Tribute Summoning is usually the safest bet, but you do have to burn your normal summon for it. So for most cases, Bestial decks, they do have level 6 monsters that can tribute out, and that's pretty much the cleanest out that you will have that maybe synergize with your own strategy, but it might not always do that, considering that your zones could be locked as well. And if you want a normal summon to go into a Link 2 with the Ibli, it's hard depending if they have an Arise Heart that can banish your way your card and basically lock out the rest of your zones. So, Lingaribo is one of the fastest outs, and if they only see one copy and they do the Diablosis play and they already gave you an Ibli, you can bet that they're 100% going to take away your copy of Lingaribo, and that's why people are doubling up. Now, the other thing is just Kashtira in general. Now, if you build your extra deck now, you might have noticed now 2 of your slots is already gone to the Lingaribo, but what about your other monsters? Your boss monsters and your key combo pieces, you have to double up on all of that, which could make your extra deck very, very tight. And it's true. And it's just not just like Kashtira, but it seems like Konami is moving forward with a lot of extra deck techs. Like, they gave us back Lithosagem at 3. That means dinosaurs, if they hit 2 Earth, they get to rip 3 cards out of your extra deck with different names. So they're not the only ones able to rip. And also Galaxy as well. Seems like Konami is making you build your extra deck much more archetype-centric compared to before, where the extra deck was a lot more generic, has a full toolbox from access code to nightmare package to any other package you can play. So that is something that's, I think, probably going to move forward, and that's going to reshape Yu-Gi-Oh! As we know it. So extra deck ripping is probably here to stay for what I know. Another note to add in is if you decided to use Ash or activate any sort of monster effect while the Kashtira Unicorn is on the field, say for example you're hitting a Theosis, then they're going to double dip into your extra deck. Now the Unicorn and the Diablosis will look in there, and likely a skilled player is going to rip a very key piece in your deck and rip out all of the copies if you only doubled up. So unless you have tripled up on something or your extra deck does not matter, you should probably avoid using any sort of monster effect with the Unicorn still on the field. So what's up with ninjas? They're back, they're competitive. Where are they at right now? I can safely say that they are a very competitive deck at a very affordable budget, because people didn't really care about ninjas for the longest time, and I can tell you right now they're in a very good spot since they've shifted gears to becoming a control deck. With the release of 2 cards, Yugioh the Gravity Ninja and Yaguramaru the Armored Ninja, they can now fully utilize some of the stuff released in Darkwing Blast. Darkwing Blast gave us a taste of what you can do as a combo deck, but now we got Yaguramaru, another extra deck ninja that can essentially be contact fused out. And then we also had Yugioh, the Gravity Ninja, that can help you book away monsters. You can see why this deck has become a lot stronger. Now they don't have to go through a 20-step combo with a huge choke point. Now they can just summon a Hanzo and not even do a bunch of stuff. set a couple of cards and pass, and you will feel safe that your opponent will not be able to reduce your life points to 0. You can secure the game and even potentially attack for game and counter. So why did we get this shift? Because first of all, let's talk about the fusion first before we get into Geo, because the fusion, I would say, is the biggest impact, more than Geo. The fusion, Yugioh, allowed people to use Tabari, the Sky Ninja. If you guys don't remember the Sky Ninja, that little level 1 ninja, the Wing Beast, that guy has a fusion effect during opponent's turn, which allows you to fuse during the main phase or the battle phase. So you're at your opponent's mercy when it comes to its timing, and it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect when it's special summoned out that turn. Yeah. Also, when you flip it face up, if you attack into it, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect. Same idea. It's a very sticky monster, and if you accidentally flip it face up, then you're gonna get punished by the Yugioh, because Yugioh can essentially just banish a card on your side of the field. That's right. Mazen gave you the direct attacking as the fusion, but Yugioh gave you the control aspect, and that's why the control aspect is getting so good. And now that they also have Geo, which is the gravity ninja with a 29 defense, whenever that thing is summoned out, it locks out 2 of your opponent's monsters by flipping them face down permanently, like a floodgate trap hole. It can even hit just one monster if they need to, which will flip themselves and perhaps one of your cards, but only your monster is the one that's locked out permanently face down. They can flip their own monster face up because only the opponent's monsters are affected permanently, which is kind of cool. So, it gives them the ability to kind of do some flip-flopping plays. On top of that, because now they're a little bit more book-centric, they can use cards like the Dancing Leaves, and the Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves lets you tribute your opponent's face-down monster, so that can be pretty rough as they set up more and more ninjas on their side, and that's how they can maintain control. So you can expect them to be playing Book, or maybe even like Swords of Concealing Light, or something along those lines, just to control the board so that they can kind of take advantage of those particular play. So without the need of comboing, the cheapness of the deck, you can see why they're becoming a lot more popular, and they can also be a very good matchup against Kashtira. Now, did you know Kashtira has a card that they can play that essentially searches for anything in the deck, from starters to board breakers? I thought it was kind of stupid at first, but then after I looked at the stat line and did my own research, I think this might be the next potential line for Kashtira, and that's Small World. Yeah, that's right. Small World can actually search for almost everything in the deck, from Kashtira Unicorn, Ash, Ibli. Like, the thing that you couldn't really search for, you can search it. And if you open the wrong cards, you can switch it around for something better. And let me show you guys, especially for you guys who don't want to play the adventure package, because, the adventure package can be a brick, and I also sometimes contemplated it, and I'm going to probably try it out. It's going to be Small World. Small World can line up really well, especially if you have dead D-Shifters, dead Lava Golems, or even dead Iblis. You can turn it into something a lot more useful. Say, let's start off with the first one here. I don't want to do any more editing, so Small World plus Lava Golem, you can reveal your fire monsters. Or you can even reveal a Radiant, for that matter. But you can reveal a fire monster. If you reveal Ash, you can get the Ibli into your hand, or a Scareclaw Kashtira, because you're matching 0 attack stat on those ones. Or you can reveal a Rise Heart, and if you reveal the Rise Heart, you can get the Kashtira Unicorn, or you can get an Ash, because you can match the fire, or you can match the defense. That's right, Rise Heart has the same defense as the Kashtira Unicorn. So dead Lava Golems can be converted into something much more useful. Then you have Rise Heart. Rise Heart, if you reveal Rise Heart, you have the fires of the Ash, the Lava Golem, and even Kashtira Unicorn. You can basically search for your board breakers of Lava Golem or Ibli, if you need to go in that direction, if you have extra Ashes. Then you have Lava Golem, which can fetch you an Ash if you need it. And if you have the need for a Radiant or a Kaiju, because they have the same defense stat. And actually, speaking of the Lava Golem up there, Lava Golem can also reveal the Radiant and also fetch yourself a copy of any Kashtira monster. Yeah, pretty wild, huh? And then, of course, the Unicorn. I don't think you're ever going to reveal the Unicorn, but you can add a Radiant as well. But moving on to, what if you have extra D-Shifter? You can reveal the D-Shifter in your hand to reveal the Dark monsters in your deck, which would be the Ibli or the Radiant, which gives you access to the Unicorn or Ash or Radiant or, Scareclaw Kashtira due to the 0 stat matching. And then there is, what about revealing the extra Ibli in your hand? Well, then you can reveal Ash and get the lava golem. You guys kind of get the idea. Anything that Ash reveals, you can basically search for like any of the fire stuff. And as for like the dark stuff, you can always get into the Radiant. Radiant giving you access to the unicorn, or you can reveal the D shifter to get yourself the Radiant. Like, what can you search? Like, you have essentially both board breaker access and follow-up access, or unicorn start, or even any of your Kashtira level 7s, because Radiant is added in there as like the linchpin piece. Even if you didn't run Radiant, just cut out the Radiant line and you still have a lot of cards that, as long as you can reveal into a Rise Heart, you can still get into a Kashtira unicorn. So I thought about this for a while, and even Radiant isn't even that bad, to be honest. I mean, it's still a kaiju. It can crack the board on its own. It can get rid of, you know, the zone lock. So yeah, I don't know what you guys think about this, but I think there is a lot of potential and ways to explore. If you can find a better monster than Radiant. The only reason why I think I can suggest Small World in this deck is because this is essentially a 1-card combo deck where you have, you know, a total of 7 copies of getting access into Unicorn, and now you have even more access to Unicorn, but you can also access some of the stuff that was really hard before. Like Ibli was like more or less a hard draw, and Lava Golem essentially another hard draw, but now you can fetch these cards or any of your other cards, which makes it maybe worthwhile to play. Once you get into the board breaking and then you do your combo, you're gonna plus super hard off of this, and that's why I think it's worth playing. But you guys can let me know down in the comment section whether or not this is like a tech that you want to, you know, line yourself up with and give it a try, especially if you don't want to play the adventure package. Do you think the Small World engine is worth it? But you might have to add an additional 7 if you have a better level 7, you know, suggestion that's dark, that also doesn't have 2500 attack points. Let me know down in the comment section, all right? Or maybe it's Side Beast, who knows? But that's all I got for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, Meta Trends, you know, hit that thumbs up button, hit subscribe, ding that notification bell, check out MSTmerch.com, and I'll see you guys in the next one.